It's my microphone. Sorry about that. Happy New Year, everybody. I hope everybody had a wonderful New Year, New Year's Eve. Personally, I was happy to stay in bed and listen to the fireworks and take care of my puppy dogs. One of them was shaking all night because, can't say I blame them. I'm not crazy about fireworks myself, but we won't go there. Anyway, Happy New Year again. Now, if you've watched my last video, I was just kind of sharing how I was going to basically start over my stories and kind of backtrack a little bit, just because I got new followers and new people who are getting to know me, and through Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. I'm not viral or anything. Remember the days when viral used to be a bad thing? But anyway, so nowhere near that. Like I said before, I have about 150 people who are just kind of like watching my videos, and I appreciate y'all. I'm going to see if maybe I can even get more. We'll see what happens. But anyway, before I start, I always want to make sure I open in prayer. Lord, let the words of my mouth, meditations of my heart be holy and pleasing to you. Lord, I ask that I be able to glorify you in my stories and be able to remind people that no matter what they're going through, that you're always there with them, that they're not alone. And in all the times that I've gone through stuff, I know you are always with me, and I want to just be able to tell other people that they have that same God that I have. The same God that took care of me is taking care of them. So thank you, Lord. In precious name, amen. Anyway, so the last time I shared, I was talking about my mother having me during the Cuban Missile Crisis, and she was totally blind due to cataracts. And at that time, they didn't really realize that it was congenital, which means basically, other family members had it as well. There's different reasons, but my mother was not privy to a lot of the family history due to just past issues. But anyway, so when I was 4 years old, I woke up one day and one of my eyes was glued shut. And then got to the doctor, put in the hospital, and then the other eye kind of went closed as well. And I was 4, so a lot of things are kind of like, not to don't remember a whole lot, but I do remember specific details about certain parts of that. So here I am, totally blind, and they're going to have to do surgery. And the surgery back then is not like the way it is now. It's not like where you go in and have laser treatment and then you go home. That's not how it was. Back in those days, they had to literally cut the cataract out. And I won't go to too much detail because some people get get the icks. But it was a lot. And in my situation, it was probably about 6 weeks that I would be bedbound, like literally in the hospital for 6 weeks. And they would have to tie my wrist to the bed because I had a tendency to flip over, sleep on my stomach, which was not good for my particular eye surgery. So they would have to tie my wrist and keep me, basically stabilized. It was uncomfortable, but I got through it, One of the things that had occurred was, for some reason, they had me on the floor, sort of like a geriatric floor. Probably because with the cataracts was not known for children to have cataracts. So here I am on the floor with geriatric. One of the patients that was next to me, I believe he had some type of cancer, and he would be in agony. So he was probably on morphine, and I would hear him cry out. He wanted more drugs. And the nurses would come and take care of me, and I want to know why they couldn't give him his medicine, because he was in pain. So I was like, y'all need to make him better. Give him his medicine so he can be better. And they had explained to me, they tried to explain to me, I'm 4, 5, but they were like, he can only have a certain amount, and I just didn't understand. It was like, if he hurts, he needs medicine. Make him better. Give him his medicine. So because I was so concerned, they took me over to go visit him and kind of explain to him, hey, this little girl's getting upset because she hears you crying and she thinks we're not taking care of you. So he kind of explained to me they were taking care of him, but he was just hurting. He was explaining it. They were explaining it the best they could for a 4 or 5 year old child. But I remember that. I remember being upset because I just didn't. In my mind, doctors made everything better. So the fact they couldn't make him better just got me very concerned. Another thing that had happened with me when I was had surgery was they told me, you can't be crying, you can't be getting upset because you can actually do damage to your eye. To the surgery that would give you could undo it. And one of the things that happened to me after surgery is I had glaucoma. And if y'all know anything about glaucoma, it's very, very painful. I can't even describe the pain. I just remember being horrendously painful. And because of the pain, I cried. Now, what had happened was because of the glaucoma, they had to go back and do the surgery again on the cataracts. But in my mind, I thought because I cried that I messed my eyes up, and that was the reason why I had to have surgery. So I ended up in the hospital even longer. But later on in life, I was like, okay, no, you were in pain and you were crying because you were in pain. But I just felt guilty that I made things worse. But anyway, yeah, I had doctors who were very compassionate and caring, but for doctors who were more comfortable with elderly people, and then all of a sudden they're having to take care of a 4-year-old, and then I had other surgeries after that. There was times I had to go back and do more surgery because cataracts sometimes return. And in my situation, they had to go back and do more surgery later on. And I probably had close to 10 surgeries from the time I was 4 up to, older. And I've been very blessed with the doctors that I've had in the past. I've been very blessed with the care that I've been given. And they always try to take good care of me. And I always had people in my life who try to help me. When I was younger, when I was in kindergarten, I had to stay home or stay in the hospital, and the teachers would come and visit me to help me catch up on schoolwork that I had missed. And actually there was actually a time where the teachers had been having issues with the school board, and they kind of quit for a little while, and so they were still coming in and taking care of me and helping me catch up. So again, I always had people who were there for me and tried to give me the best opportunities that they could. I was just basically trying to do the best I could and living my life and doing what I could to be a kid. But sometimes, life just kind of stopped, and I would have to go to the hospital and stay in the hospital for a while and go back to school and try to catch up. And, and sometimes it was hard because, kids could be cruel. Actually, there were some adults that could be very cruel too. They wear the bifocals, and the adults would make fun about my Coke bottle glasses. So that wasn't nice, but I just learned to deal with it. But anyway, it's one of those things where everybody's got stories, everybody's got stuff going on, but we have to sort of see what God's plan is for us, and see why does He allow certain things to happen in our life, and sometimes it can be very difficult because we don't always understand God's plan. Well, sometimes it's not for us to understand. But I try to look at it like there's a reason why I've been through what I've been through, and why God's allowed me to go through certain things, and I pray that I can honor that by, you know, by sharing my story and encouraging others and inspiring other people. And I hope I'm doing that. You know, that's one of the reasons why I want to share my stories. Is you know, I'm stuck home all the time anyway, so let me do something positive with my life. Uh, and so hopefully, you know, hopefully I'm being that positive light for somebody. Um, my story's not over. I still got a lot of stories to share, and you know, and I'm only 63. You know, so I'm not done yet. I still got more to give. I hope. I think. And so I'm rambling. I do that sometimes. Uh, but you know, I thank you for letting me share my stories with you. I thank you for, you know, taking the time to listen, and I pray that, you know, you are being able to feel God in your life, and that you know that He's there for you, and no matter what your trial or your tribulation is, that you know that He's with you. Um, I just pray for you to see um, His love through, no matter, you know, no matter what you're going through. I hope that you see His love and His mercy and His grace. And I will let you all go, and hopefully I'll get a chance to follow up with you on my next adventure, my story time. So take care, and have a safe weekend. And again, Happy New Year. Love you guys.